Hi, my name is Kathy Self, and I was privileged to walk alongside First Baptist Church, Capitol Hill in Nashville, Tennessee, for 2 years as they began to explore what it means to really truly be a place of discipleship and followership in creating God's kingdom now. We began working out of a retreat in which the whole church came together and explored what it means to be a church in today's culture. This is a historically black church, and they find themselves in an environment in a neighborhood that has gone through some pretty dramatic changes. The population is changing, their neighbors are changing, people who are coming to church are changing, and they wanted to make sure that they got refocused and got clarity of vision about what God's intention for them is. We worked for the first year in building a team of 12 people that represented all generations and explored the ideas of what discipleship really meant. And from there, we went into a wonderful opportunity of inviting the whole congregation into the launch of 4 focus areas that would help the church move forward with God's vision in their hearts. This is a little bit of their story, and I hope that you will find their message and their input meaningful and inspiring.
The church was really coming out of a very difficult situation when I came here, and we had to try to find our way. And traditionally, when businesses and organizations are trying to find their way, they develop strategic plans. But in our conversations with Leilani, we thought that maybe it's a different approach we need to take.
So how do we actually make disciples? So if we're trying to move people from membership to discipleship, what exactly does that look like? How do we become more intentional about making sure people are disciples?
When we began the process, it was one of great uncertainty. There were other dynamics in there that I addressed on the very front end, and that is with us being a predominantly African American congregation and working with an organization, majority white organization, and understanding that there would be some things that would have to be understood through a different cultural lens. And to some degree, we were able to accomplish that and still maintain the focus of what it is we were seeking to do.
One of the things that I really appreciate about SLI is that SLI came in knowledgeable of the fact that this was going to be a hard situation. And so it wasn't this sense of, we got what you need, listen to us. It was a sense of, this is going to be a hard journey. Growing disciples is going to take time, and we're going to come along and walk alongside of you to help you grow, to help you assess where your current situation is, and then how can we come alongside with our resources to help you in one sense, but not just to give you resources, but help you to unearth what's already here, to help you to grow in that kind of way. So talking about discipleship, but not actually being disciples and not living out our faith in ways that were transformative. And I think that what would have happened is that we just would have become more stagnant, and the same people would have been doing the same things because it would have been seen as, oh, that person's a good leader, that person's a good leader, as opposed to everyone understanding we need all hands on deck. And so the call is for everyone to be a disciple, to live out their call. No, we're all disciples. We're just trying to learn how to be intentional and how to grow so that we can reproduce, because disciples beget disciples. Disciples produce disciples.
Among the things is that we looked at how we identify persons to give leadership, how we look and to see what it is that we desire. It causes us to see that we're going to focus things through the lens of discipleship over against just the lens of doing ministry. And so looking through that lens, it causes us to ask different kinds of questions, not only in terms of what it is we're hoping to do, but also the people that we will engage in there.
But people begin to understand just this intimate call to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, to be able to hear them make an intention in terms of formation intention for them to say, hey, you know what, I never thought about being intentional in my growth, but I would like to grow in scripture, I would like to grow in prayer, I would like to grow in spending time with the Lord, I would like to grow in this way, and then see them hold each other accountable to that, and then see them grow, and then see them say, oh wow, I learned so much about God, or this is the most I've studied scripture before. So that was so exciting to me. Take the SLI system with the engage, connect, equip, and send, and then we reorganize our ministry around that to really help understand, okay, we need to be intentional about engaging, and this is what it looks like. So this is what outreach looks like. So they gave a different framework to the discipleship making process. And so with our new ministries, people were excited. It gave us a sense of new energy, a sense of, not a sense of new purpose, but a more depth of our purpose. And so to be able to have cleaner language in terms of our vision statement, in terms of our mission statement, and people started to catch on to it. And so I even hear now people use a different language, and people pray, even in our prayer call, they're talking about becoming disciples, or, you know, what does this look like in terms of our discipleship? How they're able to connect the dots in terms of, this is what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not doing it just because I'm a good Christian or just because Pastor Smith said it. It's because, oh, this is what it means for me to grow in my discipleship. So I'm taking risk in following Jesus as a disciple. So they're being able to take everyday happiness and understand, oh, this is what it means to be a disciple. So that's been really good.
It does require for us to rethink some things. And the thing I think also that we came to realize is that it is not intended, at least for us, it was not intended to give you the answers, but to at least point in a direction. And in pointing in that direction, it helps us to come to an understanding of what it is we needed to do.
So it required the physical presence, it required just the emotional commitment, it required the mental capacity of just reading, being present, keeping track, all that sort of stuff. So it was a lot, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth the investment. So for me, it helped me to grow in humility, it helped me to grow in grace, it helped me to grow in greater vision for what God is doing and how God allows all of our journeys to converge for something magnanimous.
And so we started off with a thinking that we wanted to do a strategic plan, and it morphed into something radically different. We've planted the seed, and we're watching to see how it grows.
I look forward to what God is going to do with them in the future.